Mymo is Gachiakuta's newest villain, and he's so disgustingly evil to the point where you can almost laugh at it. From wanting to get world peace by turning everyone into his puppets, to drinking blood being how he activates his vital instrument, to finally serving human heads on a plate as a form of manipulation. Oh, and how could I even forget? He turns into a nightmare horror villain. Like, what the hell? Mymo is just unbelievable. And today I want to... wait, I think that's better. But yeah, today I'll be getting you up to date with Mymo and his terrible deeds. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy. Mymo is first given to us in the annoying TV broadcaster role, one Rio is noted to really hate. But, well, of course, what does the world do with annoying celebrities that nobody likes? They non-stop show them to you because for some reason there's someone out there who likes them. He appears to head the Doll Festival, the biggest ground event in Gachiakuta, and our group of cleaners has shown up in search of the Watchmen series items. Though while these happy moments occur, things unfold in an ominous way in the background. For some strange reason, the Hell Guards are present. They search for what they call a terrorist device. And you know this is a serious operation because they are acting under direct orders of the Hell Guard leader. All we're left with here is the statement, he will become the world's new ruler. And well, that's not scary at all. It's around this time Rudo is brought up to face 2 Lily, an experience we all wish we had. He gets a choker from her, yeah, and then finally speaks to the Watchman choker maker, who has a single request. Destroy the Doll Festival. Wait. The choker guy didn't actually mean it like that. Lily was meant to explain something to Rudo, but failed to do so. Rudo needs to destroy the Doll Festival by saving people. This evil mastermind that's been alluded to has a huge plan involving the festival. His power gives him the ability to rule. He wants to create a peaceful rule with no bloodshed. And now he's found a way to capture the world. He'll use the chokers to do so. Anyone who wears one will be his own doll to control. Then, all of a sudden, as this conversation reaches its peak, the event goes quiet. Yet a voice softly speaks. Alright everyone, let's be quiet now. A man drops down, and of course the Grand Doll Festival mastermind is Mymo, today's disgusting villain. Before the huge crowd, Mymo calmly speaks into his microphone. Clap, jump, turn. Everyone follows every order. It's perfect. Our cleaner cast is surprised. Is this a joke? Part of the festival they didn't know? Maybe Mymo's accidentally broke character? But the choker maker reveals the truth. This whole thing is Mymo's power. I'm telling you, you should never trust these big celebrities no matter what, even if it is in fiction, and I seriously cannot see with these things on. Alright, that is better, I'm actually blind without my actual glasses. In all seriousness though, what a reveal. It's unnerving to the point where it's almost comedic. A woman pulls a collar from her breast. Rudo hears this creepy, exaggerated voice just telling him to destroy literally everything. And then this dork in this dazzled out outfit just appears and is like, yeah, I'm this big horrible villain. It reads as, well, a big prank, like a side story, like we're reading some stupid comic. But then, this weird microphone guy declares that everything I said, it's real, and it's a real bad series of events. He literally shows us this, he shows it right in front of our eyes, but considering he's this big TV celebrity, well, everyone thinks it's a joke. But in reality, this man simply wants to rule. The TV wasn't big enough for him anymore. His desired, quote, peaceful rule is by turning everyone into puppets. And while anyone with the brain knows this is it's just not that easy and that this is so naive of him, well, Mymo thinks it's genius and he hasn't even begun to reveal how this is only step 1 of his true plan. Mymo begins his grand act by calling Rudo to the stage, yet in an instant Engine smacks him down. In reality, none of the cleaners are under his control. They were warned by the info broker of someone using the chokers for evil, so they left them home. Rudo then reveals through that choker 2 Lily gave him, he has heard everything, the truth of Mymo's horrific actions. He knows Mymo took the choker maker's fee, as well as the parents who raised him. And while surprised, Mymo puts it all together. Gontus, the choker maker, reached Rudo. But this has reminded him of something. He did indeed kill his parents. He claps and smiles disgustingly wide with this revelation. Mymo then takes his microphone back from Engine. Who cares if his goal sounds like nonsense? What reigns supreme isn't what the dream is, just making that dream a reality. Mymo knows his dream is nothing short of insane, controlling all to make a world full of peace, but he wants to do it with such conviction and declares it so proudly that it's just unsettling. Like, it's just hard to believe this is happening right now. Mymo's power and how he's using it in junction with the chokers is then explained to us. The choker maker Gontus uses his blood to make a choker. A random cord with his blood becomes one. Mymo's power perfectly works off this, as his power allows him to control anyone whose blood he's drank. What Mymo does is drink the choker maker's blood to control every choker, because every choker has the blood that he is controlling, Gontus's blood. Wanted to clarify this since people do get a bit confused. Gontus makes these chokers with his blood. They all use his blood to work. They contain his blood. Mymo's vital instrument is a microphone that allows him to control anyone's blood he's drank using that microphone. Basically, he speaks into it. The command happens because he's drank the person's blood. So if the chokers need blood to be created, every single choker has blood. And if Mymo drinks Gontus's blood, well, he can control anything that accesses his blood. So, well, the chokers. It's villainous and terrible at how easy it was for him to just get access to everyone. But with that, I'll get back into the video. Mymo is controlling the entire crowd of people at the doll festival. Everyone who has a choker is his doll to puppet. Everyone except the cleaners who left theirs at home and Rudo, who received a special one without Gontus's blood. This makes them the world's last hope, the only ones who can destroy Mymo. Rudo points to Mymo. They'll make this all go away. Ruling, making it a reality, he's doing it through trampling on others. He'll never accept it. He'll crush him. Though Mymo finally responds, and perfectly enough for Mymo, his vital instrument being a microphone on top of him being a TV personality, continuously works to play off people's emotions with words. He taunts Rudo for how he hasn't made it to the spear yet, Zonka for continuously losing, Engine for being a mystery hypocrite, Rio on her father, and again Rudo. He can't avenge his father's death. No matter what, he hasn't accomplished anything. Rudo rushes forward to smash into Mymo, yet he hits a barrier. Again, Rudo can't accomplish anything. He's stopped by this being taunting him over his dream. But Mymo declares his dream is here. Mymo, the almighty ruler, stands before them. With the click of a button, he activates his vital instrument microphone, Elenos. Everyone with the choker, he puppets them to kill the cleaners. Everyone is frozen. Nobody expected the TV star Mymo to be capable of this mess. But in reality, it's been there all along. A man with ruling desires would place himself in the highest and loudest position. Better yet, one with the microphone in hand. And so he screams for the people to kill. The mass of puppets threatens to crush all, but then they stop. It's Amo. She's overridden Mymo's power with their all-powerful Watchman boots. Still, Mymo is unaffected. He's back to messing with people through words, directing his focus on ammo. Is this love? She was punched by Rudo and wants to help him so bad. Is it because she likes him? Or is he a replacement for her mister? Yeah, this one is beyond messed up. Not only is he reminding her, but trying to say Rudo is doing what the man abused her is doing. Mymo is just horrible. Though with this, Mymo moves on to his next act of terror. He's taking control of the two-man cleaner battle unit. It shakes the earth before them. and all Mymo wants is Rudo to transform into something huge, something impossible he'll be able to control. Yet Rudo does the opposite, transforming a simple wolf hat. Mymo thinks he can rule everything but doesn't even understand Rudo's power. It's not about trash, it's about drawing an object's full worth out. Rudo jumps in and blitzes around the battle units, revealing he's taken their chokers. Mymo's rule fails without them. Though with all this chaos unfolding, Mymo's rule beginning to slip, we must remember this is all because Mymo drank the choker maker Gontus' blood. Their powers work so terrifyingly well together, and it would seem Mymo's been reminded of this. We cut away from the festival to a man shackled. The choker maker Gontus has his blood continuously drawn and is stuck listening to Mymo through a radio. Mymo has realized his rebellion. Somehow he must have grown resistant to his control. Though Gontus isn't dumb, he knows Mymo is contacting him because he needs something. He'll bring something up and use it against him, but Gontus no longer has weaknesses. Mymo has taken everything from him. This isn't a rebellion, it's revenge. But Mymo states, to Lily. She's an old friend of his. It must have taken so much effort to hide her, but now Gontus will do one more thing for him. We then dive into the choker maker Gontus' backstory, all to hammer in Mymo's acts even more. Gontus was a terminally ill boy soon to die, though he met Lily and she soon became his light. It was through wanting to understand her struggle, Gontus awakened his choker vital instrument, Impulse. He even gave his first choker to Lily, and through it, he discovered the real power of the choker, not just hearing people, but to reach them, opening the door to their hearts. And Mymo will, and has, been making great use of that power. It's then Gontus uses this power in a very specific way, to open Rudo's heart and show him everything. Gontus met Mymo as a teen. He asked, does he like high places? They make you feel like you have everything in the world in your hands. Or in other words, as if you've gained the perspective of the ancient rulers. He introduces himself. He's heard Gontus has created a communication device. He extends his hand. Why don't they reach high places together? Accepting the offer granted Gontus technology that saved his life. It saved him from his condition. But Mymo had a plan the entire time. The chokers. They can use them to get rich since Gontus is healthy. Gontus worked, and worked. When he finally came to his senses and wanted to quit, Mymo couldn't believe it. It's then he unveiled everything alongside a new flashy getup. A ruler needs to be iconic, and from the beginning he knew he could use Gontus' power to rule. Of course, Gontus refused, yet Mymo simply revealed his parents' heads on a plate. Presently, Gontus cries. He can't let that happen to Lily, but there's no telling what Mymo, the devil, will do. But no matter what, it can't be good. This is his last hope. He begs Rudo, please beat him for him. Damn, Mymo really did that. Mymo contacted Gontus not only to talk to him about his rebellion, but to get Gontus under his rule yet again. And like as if he's dealing with a child acting up, he tried to bribe him with some candy. Though that's kind of a messed up comparison because, well, the candy is to Lily's life. Regardless, he tried to get Gontus to call this whole entire thing off by threatening his precious star's life. But Gontus he's chosen to further rebel and tell Rudo everything. And again, I just have to point out how Mymo is built up to be this laughable, insane villain. It's just almost over the top how evil he is. Mymo came to Gontus and introduced himself by asking if he wants to reach high places in the world. He then, like an angel, gives him everything he needs to make this amazing product, without questioning how perfect it seems. It's a product that reaches literally everyone. It is just perfect in every way. Oh, but the second Gontus refuses, Mymo literally serves his parents' head on a plate while wearing this all-white Disney getup. It's unbelievable. Like, everything he does is so bad, but it's brushed off so quickly, it's almost like, oh, we're not meant to think much of it. It's like he's a parody of those that are just truly this evil. He used to make fun of them in a weird way. And, well, trust me, Mymo is only going to get worse. With Gontus' coin toss, placing his trust in Rudo, Mymo readies for the final act. He taps his mic. All his puppets will transform into his personal army, his apostles. A shot rings out, straight through Mymo in his hand. His mic is destroyed. He looks to Mildreda. She holds the rifle and fires again, straight through Mymo's knees. Mymo crawls. At least he still has his puppets. Yet it's revealed this whole time Engine worked with the other cleaners and the Hell Guards to remove the chokers. Now on the ground and bleeding out, Mymo looks up. He's lost. But then the Hell Guards notice a choker on his leg. Why would he have one? In a split second, Mymo looks to his mic, bites down onto his own hand to drink his blood, and orders himself to take a form beyond human. Mymo has puppeted himself, as Gontus reveals the effect his voice has. It controls his soul, sure, but it also degenerates it. It'll listen to any command, even one of remaking its own flesh. Mymo has remade himself, becoming this. Mymo has become something only describable as a monster, but even then, this form has to resemble him. His signature M for Mymo clearly visible. As the angelic, monsterly creature creaks, Mildreda again fires, but the bullet bounces off Mymo. In response, the creature turns and slowly hovers towards her, and in the flurry of fire, it lifts its hand. Engine grabs Mildreda as Mymo instantly fires, the blast leaving nothing but destruction in his wake. Mymo has went from the power to use others to control the world, to being a being of power who can do it himself, even if it's no longer as a human. And everyone there realizes this power. They instinctively know Mymo must be destroyed. The Hellguards launch a barrage of shots at the beast, but Mymo looks at the squad leader as he heads towards Sanka, the Hellguard's brother. He flicks his finger and blows a hole into Sanka, putting him in a near-death state with the move of a finger. Mymo knew this familial connection and sought to torment him through it. This is an act to literally just revel in even more pain and destruction. Mymo literally did this just to do this, and well, he's enjoying it. Though Sanka has the willpower to strike back, launching a counterattack against Mymo. Yet all it succeeded in was cracking his shell enough to give him an even more hideous appearance. Is now he has a mouth, and geez, it doesn't get more unsettling than this. Urana, you can draw literally anything, can't you? Mymo revels in this power. It's greater than he ever imagined. All it took was a single demand and he's escaped his fleshy prison. He now has an invincible body, and so he decides he'll test it. With the slam of a fist, Earth shakes. At the speed of light, Mymo soars across the sky, and when Rudo attacks, it does nothing. With the strike of a palm, Rudo is utterly beaten. With Rudo half dead, Mymo speaks to him about givers. The quality of a power is based on experience and ideology. It all stems from the strength of their thoughts. But then, where does the power part really come from? You can't say it comes from nothing. That's impossible. He looks to Rio. Her tiny scissors transform into a huge mass of metal. Where does all that come from? Humans cannot just do this. No, it's a gift from ancient times. One from the ancient rulers. Yeah, while Mymo up to now was your average run-of-the-mill horrible villain, he now begins to offer his work to the story of Gachiakuta at large, explaining the idea of the ancient rulers. The ground is covered in these rulers' energy. It quickened human evolution and birthed givers, and Rudo himself is proof. Despite having the gloves for the longest, their power only activated on the ground because he contacted the ancient rulers' energy. Mymo states that humans look to external stimulus as a means to eventually evolve. It's the will to improve that will further humanity. And with this, he declares he'll use himself to teach humanity a lesson. He'll become an ancient ruler, or as their true name, a god. Rudo is shocked. A god? A human cannot be a god, that's stupid. Rudo understands what he means, but strangely, Gontus has no idea. Mymo is surprised. People of the spear understand. Why? Why does the ground know nothing of the gods? How is it that they don't even recognize the word? Why is that every page depicting it is blank? Who erased the existence of God from the ground? Mymo grows angrier and angrier. He must know. And in this surge of fury, he shoots a blast that levels mountains for miles. He continues to scream as all watch shocked. Gontus has an idea. He destroyed his microphone far earlier. Now the only power in Mymo's body is the Watchmen series choker, and that must be what is pushing him and his mental scape over the edge. Mymo has now introduced the idea of God to Gachiakuta. That is his true narrative purpose. This is no longer some small side story with this crazy over-the-top evil villain. No, the purpose is a lore drop, God. It's a thing in Gachiakuta. And well, honestly, this introduction is perfect with him. He's a celebrity who wants even more power. He wants control outside of the TV. And well, if he's already reached the pinnacle of a person controlling everybody and being strong, what do you want? Well, he wants to be a god. But the issue is, nobody knows of God. Though real quick, I want to go back to that quote, terrorist device the Hellguards were speaking of. During this entire moment, speaking of gods, whatnot, Mymo's minions are carrying out his insurance. In the event that Mymo begins to lose, it's their duty to destroy the venue. There are various bombs placed throughout the entire doll festival, so in the case that Mymo wasn't able to, fully do his mission, and honestly he might have just wanted to do it, was going to blow everything up. Thankfully, this was stopped by Hio, but yeah, just another thing to add to Mymo's list of just, wow, he really was gonna do that. Regardless, back to him and Rudo. As Mymo screams out, Rudo states Mymo wishes he could be a god, but he's just humans. He wants to copy them, but he'll still be rotting garbage. Mymo's let his goal consume him and lost sight of what matters. Rudo declares that he'll do the same thing as Mymo. He'll become whatever beast he's changed into and beat him, but he won't lose himself. Everyone is shocked. What if he doesn't find a way back? But he's calm. A human can't quit being a human. Rudo states a giver is able to give an object power and change it. Gontus's power can open someone's heart/soul. What Rudo will do is change his soul as a giver, and if he falls apart like Mymo in the process, kill him. Like that, Rudo yells he'll kick Mymo's ass as he erupts into a beam of black energy, emerging as a full-blown werewolf. What Rudo has done was take his hat and fuse it with himself. Think like a belt that transforms a superhero into their costume. The assumption being that when the power runs out, the object will go, not Rudo's humanity. Mymo screams out. They think that they can beat him after all the effort he's put in, yet in his mind he wavers. Rudo just changed forms. He himself is a different being. It's a feat only he could accomplish. So why does he feel inferior? Though in an instant, Rudo stomps through Mymo, splitting apart his shell. And as he's sent back, Mymo looks to ammo. He wants another part of the Watchmen series. But when he tries to use his mic to send orders, he realizes it's been broke. His mind is falling apart. It's then Rudo reappears and throws Mymo to the sky, latching onto his arm and tearing it away from his godly body. They fall from the sky as Rudo crashes Mymo into the ground, and in the panic, Mymo begins to think. Rudo. Mymo realizes how Rudo got that power, but how does he get past that power? He thinks it's likely Rudo is stronger, and so he begins to break down. He doesn't want to lose. He must climb to the top. He will be number one. It's just Rudo in the way of that. If they beat him, they'll find the rest of the Watchmen series and become a god. Mymo is without a doubt falling apart as the fight goes on. Notably, during this internal talk, his human form is more hazy than anything. Like his sense of self is disappearing as he falls down whatever rabbit hole he's in. I think another interesting thing to note is that Rudo can control this same type of transformation, while when Mymo got emotional, he seemed to lose more and more of himself. If this is all happening with the Watchmen series power, the chokers, It would make sense Mymo can't handle its power. Remember, those not missing an essential part of themselves can't bear the power. Still, despite this, Mymo has an idea: words. He'll use words to beat Rudo. It's how he swayed the masses. The microphone in his words granted him power. And so he asked Rudo, would he like to know who killed Regto? Like he expected, this shakes Rudo up. He throws him away. This'll how he'll beat him. He'll upset him. So how many more will it take before he dies? He throws Rudo away, dashing in as he reveals something new. Regto's murderer belongs to the cleaners. In shock, Rudo is again frozen. Mymo is using information like a blade, but a blade can be blocked. Gontus opens Rudo's heart to stop Mymo's words from reaching him. They can beat Mymo, then extract the information. Mymo said he's invincible, so beat him down with all he has and Gontus will be the shield for his words. Rudo and Mymo's monsterly final clash begins. Words will no longer work. It's strength versus strength. Who can smash each other to bits first? As their fists meet, the sky cracks. Yet Mymo is insistent on the words that have brought him this far. There's no way they're just ineffective now. After all, in his eyes, they've already made him a god. He states the cleaners don't care for Rudo one bit. Only he considers them friends. Yet he's silenced by Gontus, his shield impacting Mymo like a truck. In his anger, he stares down at Rudo, and he witnesses something insane. He's growing. Rudo shoots to the sky. Gontus's words are making him stronger still, and for the first time, Mymo runs in fear. But in a second, he's sent to the floor, a shockwave shaking the sky as he hits the ground. Mymo is now done talking. Towering over him, Rudo lists out his disgusting deeds. And with nothing else to say, it's payback time. With the slam of a fist, he destroys everything as he sends Mymo flying. A blow that could be felt from anywhere in the festival, signaling one thing: it's over. Mymo the ruler has fallen. But right now, the Doll Festival hasn't technically ended. We probably have a few more chapters to wrap it up, and who knows what can honestly happen, but at the time of writing, this is it. And if I had to take a guess, I'd say this is pretty much it for Mymo entirely. In a weird way, Mymo as a character reminds me of that tale of Icarus. You know, that one that says don't fly too close to the sun. His urge to control even more when he kinda had everything is insane. Everybody on the ground knew who he was. He's this TV host that's so popular, they want him to host the biggest event on the ground. But he still wants more. He wants to control everything. He wants to control anything he could possibly think of. Just like Icarus wanting to reach even the sun. And just like Icarus, where's it gotten him? Beaten down and defeated. Burning away in the sun just as Icarus did. In the same way that tale is childish and everyone's heard it, Mymo is childish. He's cartoonishly evil in such a dark way. He first appears in an unbelievable moment, like as if he's part of the Doll Festival, and his goal when he declares it is childish. Control the world like puppets? He really believes that'll be peaceful? It just sounds outrageous. But he goes even further. He'll become a god. An idea the people on the ground don't even know of, but well, he'll become it. I really do think though that he's the most disgusting villain we've gotten yet, but he's ultimately portrayed in a way to make you forget that, and it's absolutely brilliant. If you compare him to Zodil in Tamzi, he's done far worse things as a villain in a far shorter time, but the reason he's not viewed as evil is all because of presentation. People have an easier time villainizing Tamzi because he's only shown being evil, and the characters he's evil towards, well, we've been attached to them for far longer and have so many reasons to love them. If you compare his individual acts to Mymo, this dude has a way bigger body count and has already manipulated like 1 million people. In Zodil, he's almost like a psychotic evil, this dude with these insane plans. But if we think about it, the most he's done is like have the raiders and send trash beasts to the sky. He hasn't really succeeded in anything, while Mymo here, well, as I said, has manipulated and gained control of like 1 million people. I would argue that he has done a lot worse. Mymo is the biggest evil we've seen, but you're not meant to take him serious. Just when he does something crazy, he's overcame by Rudo. Every single time. It's like it's saying he's evil, but ultimately nothing special. Mymo is meant to blend in. Like the biggest evils we know, they're people like us. People like Mymo the broadcaster. They're normal people who might randomly act on that urge to do something despicable. Mymo reminds us of that. People like you or me might hold the most disturbing and unknown truths. Mymo reminds us of that, and does it flawlessly. Mymo's whole character is a mockery of evil. How forgetting yourself and falling into the abyss, even if godhood is a possibility, will never work out. And that's why, without a doubt, we're about to watch him get crushed by Rudo. All to say, Mymo is an absolutely horrible villain. Snazzy glasses aside, I just had to put them on for this outro shot. Let me change. Yeah, just that dude sucks. Mymo sucks. But that's pretty much all I have to say on Mymo. He is not the deepest, most thought out villain, because he's not meant to be. In the end, as I said earlier, Mymo's role was to introduce lore to the world. Lore that is going to become far more important than Mymo ever was. Well, I owe you all a big Gachiakuta Doll Festival video covering the whole arc. And when it comes to that, well, it should come out at the beginning of March. I'm planning to do a Rio video and then drop the Doll Festival video right after that. And if I had to guess, according to my normal schedule, Rio's video 6th of next month, March. So I imagine the Doll Festival video will be like the 10th. So I hope you're ready for that. Taking a little bit of extra time to make it a good video and allow Urana to, actually finish the arc, because I do think we have a few more chapters at the time of this video coming out. But yeah, enough rambling. I will see you next time. If you enjoy the Gachiakuta videos, well, thank you. And there'll be more to come as more happens, whatnot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.